is our annual parish meeting, and what I like to do is sort of give the state of the parish address as the sermon here. And I've been here for a year now, and I certainly want to thank the vestry for calling me as your interim and then your priest in charge. But we've been doing a tag team kind of leadership here with our senior warden Pat and our junior warden Gary and myself and the vestry. So what I've asked Pat to do is to get up and sort of talk about this last year as it has been, and then I will sort of conclude with where I'd like us to go in the next year. So Pat, if you would step to the lectern, please.
Good morning. Father Schumart asked me to give the highlights of this past year, and I'd like to begin with reading Matthew 7, verses 7 to 8. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives. He who seeks finds, and to him who knocks, the door will be opened. Under Father Schumart's guidance this past year, we have truly been asking, seeking, and knocking at the door to discern the direction God is leading St. Mark's. And hasn't it been a wonderful year?
Yes.
Yes, it has. It's fantastic. It's been unabashedly, fervorously great.
Thank you. You can't hear me? Okay, how's this?
That's better.
Okay. I don't hardly know where to start, but I know within St. Mark's, it just seems like there are so many doors opening. Attendance and giving has increased, but more than numbers, do you know what I think is really exciting? That this is a warm, comfortable place to worship and find peace. It's a place of welcome for everyone to worship, and I believe Christ is leading us in every step. Our youth group has expanded. We've added 2 more leaders. Dustin Reynolds, stand up, Dustin. Shyla Semino, Steve Schickentanz, I know Steve's here, stand up so they know who's leading our youth. Where is he?
Steve, stand up, you're in the building.
It's going to be a mess here,
Sorry.
so.
And Temple Heatherly from St. Stephen's are leading our group. We have so many now that we've divided into 2. We've got a junior high and a high school age group. Hoping to remove some barriers, we're now offering communion over here at the Shrine Chapel. We obtained a van to help with transportation. We have Wednesday morning Eucharist. We have Wednesday evening Compline. Do you know that we've partnered with St. Stephen's to offer Lenten programs, godly play, and book study? And we're offering Children's Chapel once a week for the preschool. Our preschool board has expanded this last year and really, I think, is helping be supportive of the preschool and certainly helping us find the direction we're going, a good direction for them. And I think Children's Chapel is pretty exciting. Steve videos Father Jim's sermons, and we'll post them on our website. Thank you, Clint Hernandez and Joyce Jones and Steve for doing that. And really, what's more fun than watching those children run up to the altar for their own special sermon and then follow the cross and Laura Nickerson upstairs to Children's Chapel? I just love watching that. I hope you do too. So what's even more exciting is what's happening outside of St. Mark's building, this community. For years, really, and this year's no exception, our outreach program has donated 11% of our income to organizations in our community and beyond. And that continues. Our food closet continues to serve more and more families. But this year, I think we are truly starting to evangelize. Really, Don't you think? Father Schumert's a powerful model for us. You know, he writes articles for the Catholic Journal. He participates in the local theater, the senior center, various coffee shops around town, and he's always sharing the news of St. Mark's with everyone he meets. What a wonderful example for us. Watching him hand out information about St. Mark's along with candy on Halloween was really a treat and an inspiration. There were so many people that came up to us and said, "Oh, I used to go to St. Mark's," or "I was baptized at St. Mark's," and maybe they'll find a place here again. You started changing the world by donating diapers to families and inviting them to meals and services. A program that is growing beyond expectations. We've begun a sort of campus ministry through the choir, and I'm going to need all the choir members who are at college to stand up.
Okay.
We have so much enjoyed your voices and your presence in our choir. I'm not sure we are ministering to you as much as you're ministering to us. Thank you very much. And if you haven't had a chance to sit down at the table and visit with them during coffee hour, please do. It is such an inspiration. I'd also like to mention some personnel additions that have occurred this past year. Is Laura here?
She's upstairs.
Laura Gilbert, I mean. Okay. Well,
We're taking notes.
Laura was approved for a path to ordination in the priesthood, and I think that is an amazing thing. We hired Soren Engström as our choir director. He's now serving in the Army, and Pat and Marcia Patton have agreed to be our interim choir directors. Marcia's Pat. Helping us make beautiful music. Pamela Wolfskill is our children's education coordinator. She organized and held Bible school this summer for the first time in many years. She did this in conjunction with Our Savior's Lutheran Church. Laura Nickerson is our director of Christian education, and both of these ladies are upstairs serving and leading in our children's ministries. Please let them know how much we appreciate them when you see them at coffee hour. And finally, when we hired the Reverend Dr. James Schumard, Father James as we know him, as our interim, we thought we'd soon be in the process of a search for a new priest. But God had a different idea for us. Father Jim accepted a change in his position at St. Mark's and became our priest in charge on August 1st, 2016. Now, for those of you who don't know what that means, Father Jim calls it dating. It's a 3-year process in which he and his family discern if St. Mark's is where they are called. And we as St. Mark's are also discerning if he is called to serve at St. Mark's. If it is a fit, we will offer him a contract and he will serve as our priest at least several years from now. Ask and it will be given you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. What we have received, what we have found, what doors have been opened. God opened a door for us when he sent Father Schumard to St. Mark's to help us heal and find the direction we were to travel. All of what I've mentioned and much more has been happening at St. Mark's this year. We have a new direction to serve others, to open the doors for all to worship. We're beginning to understand the many gifts of the people in this congregation and what they have to share with others. We're learning that evangelizing is an okay thing for Episcopalians. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat.
What did I leave out?
Nothing, you preached a good sermon. I just want to thank Pat for all. She has been a rock here at Sacred Boy. It has certainly been a joy. It is a joy to serve here. And it's been very energizing for me, and I have a feeling it's been a little energizing for you all. I feel like there's been some healing. The energy is up and good. So we're set for another year of working together. Part of what you'll be getting invitations to dinner. Speaking of homes and families, over the next 3 months, I hope to meet with everybody in a small dinner foyer kind of event where I get to hear from you, you hear from me, and we continue this discernment that Pat's talking about for our future together. What do you like about the direction we're going? What are you concerned about? I've already heard from several little groups that I sort of experimented with, and I'm getting some good input. What I like to think about for this year is a journey inward and a journey outward. Most of you know I'm a little bit extroverted, so I tend to focus on that journey outward a lot. And here in that evangelism, that unabashed fervor, the other outward journey that St. Mark's has always done so graciously is outreach, both in terms of giving of resources and being a resource for people and hands-on handing out food from the food closet and the diaper ministry. Those are the journeys outward, and the vestry and I are going to meet and talk about next weekend is our vestry retreat, the journey inward and the journey outward. The journey inward is about what we do here. This is about walking humbly with God. If we can walk humbly with God, I think we'll do a much better job of walking humbly with each other as well, because that's part of what church life is about, is walking humbly with each other, which means we listen to one another. We care about the concerns that are expressed, and we care enough to express our concerns, knowing that each and every one of us is a walking sacrament, an outward and visible sign of God's presence among us. So I hope, unlike in the outer world, that we can really respect one another, listen to one another, and respond to one another as we walk humbly with God. Then I think we'll do a much better job of due justice and love mercy. I think St. Mark's is fully engaged in that ministry. And again, I would say the outward ministry that I'll be challenging all of us to is how do we present ourselves to the community in one of the most important gifts we have, which is our particular experience of God, our particular relationship with God that is very unique to each and every one of us, but also unique to us as an Episcopal church. And the challenge is, how do we share that with those outside these doors? And how does this facility present itself to the world? How do we present ourselves to the world? Because Jesus tells us not to hide our light under a bushel inside of a beautiful barn, but to let it shine. Let me make it clear. It does no good to shine that spotlight out there if God's light is not shining within us. So this next year is about a journey inward and a journey outward in the name of God.